or every black actor gets to a certain point, gets taken out. Whether it's Michael or Crosby or R. Kelly or Prince, they all either die under mysterious circumstances,
Nipsey,
or they become troubled and die of an overdose or some medication, or they get done for some sex crimes or whatever. I mean, in R. Kelly's case, every single one of those children were basically sold to him, allegedly sold to him by their parents. You know, and this is,
Does that eliminate the fact that he wanted them, or whether they were sold or not, but he still wanted them? You know what I'm saying? That's why they got quote unquote sold, right?
We'll talk. Yeah, maybe that's a conversation for another day. But like, there's so much of that in the entertainment industry. But there are no prosecutions of white artists. There are no prosecutions of country artists. Nobody. Madonna's never got in trouble for her 16-year-old boyfriends.
Yeah, why haven't we got Eminem yet?
No, where's Eminem? Where's Eminem? Could it have anything to do with this?
The country stars you're thinking of.
Well, Eminem. Yeah, country star. Okay, yeah. I'll tell you after the show. No, I mean Eminem woke up one day an angry lesbian, and with very left-wing politics. I wonder why that might have been. Who knows? Who can say? But it's only ever black artists who get their reputations absolutely ripped to shreds in public, get accused of the worst thing that a person can be accused of, right? And always when they get a little bit too big for their boots, a little bit too outspoken, a little bit too edgy, or a little bit too quote-unquote uncontrollable, when they won't take their meds, when they won't do as they're told, when they won't shut up about Israel, when they won't shut up about contracts, when they won't do as the establishment and as the architecture, the machinery of the industry wants them to do, suddenly they're guilty of underage sex with kids, people trafficking, all the rest of it. Well, I mean, maybe the truth is that the whole industry does it. Maybe the truth is that nobody does it, probably closer to the first one.
Wow.
But these selective prosecutions, I'm not a big like civil rights, let's defend black people for the sake of it guy. I don't even really care for the music that much. I like Ye as a singular instance because he's an artist in a slightly different league and a different caliber than the rest of them. I don't really listen to the music from the rest of that genre, to be honest with you. But even I cannot deny that the prosecutions are targeted, selective, and gruesomely unfair in the way that they are played out in public, and the manner in which the juries are tainted and poisoned beforehand. But this guy's like on trial, and Netflix decides that. I mean, come on.
They murdered Michael Jackson.
100%.
And
they murdered
someone gave Prince fentanyl.
They murdered Michael Jackson after he started talking about Jews. And I'm not going to say that what he said about them was right or wrong or whatever, but it is a fact of history that, first of all, they released the recordings of a phone call where he was complaining about Jews in some not very pleasant language. And I think he had a similar problem with Jewish people that sort of universalized to Jewish people in general, which every black artist or every...
Yo, it's crazy that, and he says he doesn't even listen to, bruh, right here. Shout out to whoever, on this podcast. He's even saying that he doesn't even listen to hip hop like that. He said he likes Ye specifically. He doesn't even, but he notices, even from a whole nother genre, he can see. He's not saying that, what they're doing is right, but he's saying everybody's doing it. That's, for the most part, majority of them doing it. Why is it only the black folks that's really getting the hammer hand, when they decide to do something? Now, I don't know, I just got into the music shit, and I'm not even in the industry. I'm completely independent, and most of y'all don't even know who I am type shit, But by the way, you can go check out my music on Almighty Vibes, all platforms. But, what y'all think? Y'all think bruh got a point right here? I mean, it does look like that, but we understand the game, bro. It's like a publicity thing, like, like with the Diddy's, they say he went against Diageo. Kanye says he went against the Jews and all that good stuff, and it's like, I get it, but my whole thing is why, I get it and I agree that it's definitely being, they've definitely specified like picking, a specific group, whatever it is, black folks, whatever. But I also think that the individuals shouldn't, they shouldn't do stupid shit or crazy shit so they don't get, what I mean? And, it's, you feel what I'm saying? I hope y'all understanding where I'm coming from. It's like, it's still power of choice. You know, if you know you're being extra scrutinized, you know, why are you playing that game? You know what I'm saying? Why are you know what I mean? But at the same time, if everybody is doing it, they definitely should address everybody. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying the safest way to avoid getting into bullshit is don't be part of the bullshit so they can't put no bullshit on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think it's every black artist that they doing that, you know, and then again, I don't think it's every black artist that's saying crazy shit. So, it's, all I know is clearly a non-black individual is saying this, and not just a non-black, non-hip-hop, whatever, lover, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Clearly, he's, from what he said, he's on the other side. He doesn't listen to hip-hop like that genre, right? But he can see it plainly, you know, and I you know, shit, you hear me? As I said, bro, just don't do the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, don't do the bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't do the bullshit. Don't feed into the bullshit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I definitely think he is right for sure. You know what I'm saying? We understand that they're always the puppeteers, the people that are in power that control these things. You know what I'm saying? You know, we know that about the country. We know that about every organization has that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, we know in the music industry, there are individuals that are definitely puppeteering things. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, if you know before getting into it or whatever it is, just, you know, avoid the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? But then again, you can do what you want to do. If you want to be, you know what I mean, outspoken like Kanye, you know, he's taking it to the extreme, right? My whole thing is, you know, don't generalize, right? In the sense of, you know, don't generalize. That's just the thing. Don't generalize. Don't, you know, the Kanye thing, I'm not even, you know, because bruh is like, he tripping, like he generalizing and some more shit, like, you know, when you generalize, I'm not saying they should murk you because of that or assassinate your character because of that, but don't generalize, because, you know, we are all individuals, and individuality is an actual thing. It's a big thing. It, you know, plays a role in a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know, there's crowd mentality, there's cultural, you know, influences and environmental influences, but I always say choice is a big thing that we tend to eliminate, you know, in society. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, y'all can let me know what y'all think. I mean, as I said, I'm not in support of them, you know, blackballing or black, you know, whatever they call that shit, blacklist. I don't even know why it's even called blackballing. You know what I'm saying? Why you know, why is that? Why you gotta be blackballing? You know what I'm saying? Why can't it be whiteballing? You know what I'm saying? Or redballing? You know what I mean? So, you know, if we want to go down that rabbit hole, we can go down that rabbit hole. Like it gets deep. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, stay out the bullshit, and the bullshit might stay out of you. Pause. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think, man.